Welcome back to Shooting Star News. I'm your host, Nic Scogna, and today we're visiting the interstellar traveler that's been stirring up quite a buzz, 3I Atlas. In our last episode, we covered the discovery itself, a comet-like object cruising through our solar system on a hyperbolic path, the third interstellar visitor we've ever detected. But since then, a different kind of conversation has emerged. One that dips into the what ifs. What if 3I Atlas isn't just a comet? What if it's something more? Perhaps even artificial? Let's unpack the evidence, the speculation, and what's at stake when we talk about alien technology in our skies. Some of you might remember similar debates around Oumuamua, the first interstellar object we spotted back in 2017. Its strange, elongated shape, its unexplained acceleration, and its lack of a visible cometary tail had some researchers, most famously Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb, wondering if it could be a piece of alien technology. Fast forward to today, 2025, and here we are again. 3I Atlas looks more like a typical comet. It has a visible coma, dust, and gas. Yet a few papers and commentators are already raising the possibility that there might be more anomalies worth paying attention to. These include its brightness profile, its unusual speed, and questions about whether it might even be generating light on its own. None of this is proven, but it's what sparked the current round of discussion. So what would make scientists or skeptics wonder if 3I Atlas is not just a comet? Here are a few points that are being raised. The brightness and the light curves of 3I Atlas. Some analysis suggests the light we see from Atlas may not perfectly match what we'd expect from a comet reflecting sunlight. Could it be natural surface properties or something stranger? The trajectory and speed. While interstellar objects naturally travel fast, Atlas's inbound velocity has fueled comparisons to Oumuamua's odd acceleration. Again, simply cometary outgassing or an engineered push is what is being questioned here. You have to know that we don't know much about interstellar objects, so we're seeing a lot of odd patterns in the first and the third, but should we speculate? Also, durability and the structure of Atlas. If Atlas holds together more tightly than expected while passing close to the sun, that could raise more eyebrows. Natural comets are fragile. An object that doesn't behave that way invites questions, Oumuamua being one of those. So, of course, none of these are smoking guns. Each has some form of a natural explanation that comes about. But in science, anomalies are where curiosity lives. Most astronomers still lean heavily on natural explanations, and rightly so. The overwhelming likelihood is that 3I Atlas is a comet, icy material flaring off as it nears the sun. After all, Hubble images clearly show a teardrop-shaped cloud of dust and gas. That's classic comet behavior. Critics of the alien tech idea argue that jumping to extraterrestrials too quickly risks distracting from the very real science we can do, studying composition, formation clues, and what Atlas tells us about other planetary systems. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, as they say, to match it up. And so far, the evidence looks pretty ordinary. So why even talk about alien probes if it's such a long shot? Well, part of it is human nature. We're wired to wonder. But there's also a scientific value in considering all possibilities, however remote it might be. If we dismiss the idea outright, we might miss subtle clues. On the other hand, if we obsess over it, we risk credibility. The sweet spot is healthy curiosity. Ask the question, test it, and let the evidence guide us forward. Even if Atlas turns out to be nothing more than a dusty ice ball, the conversation about alien technology helps us refine our tools, sharpen our methods, and remind us that we should stay open to surprises. Imagine for a moment that we did find compelling evidence of an artificial origin. That would be transformative. It would mean that somewhere out there, another intelligence has not only existed, but sent material into interstellar space. It would be a great verification. Whether intentional or accidental, the implications for philosophy, science, and even everyday life would be staggering. But here's the thing. Even if 3i Atlas isn't that breakthrough, we've already entered a new era of discovery. 3 interstellar objects in under a decade tells us these visitors from afar are more common than we realized. One day, maybe not this one, we might indeed find an object that forces us to confront that question head on. So is 3i Atlas a comet, or could it be a craft? Right now, the scales tip more heavily toward nature doing what nature does best. But the speculation is part of the wonder, and the wonder is why we watch the skies in the first place. I'd love to hear what you think. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going. And of course, stay tuned as observations continue to pour in as this object gets closer and closer for our Halloween visitor of 2025. Who knows what the next chapter will bring? And side note, you'll see me in my car and not in the studio. The studio is being worked on as we've recently moved. So I will be doing these impromptu shows in the meantime to keep the content rolling, as there's been a little bit of delay there. So look for more items coming in through the feed, more videos. And until next time, keep looking up and keep wondering. Take care and be well.